Welcome, friends of Japanese prints, and welcome, friends of art prints, and modern prints, and contemporary prints. Well, this is not contemporary. It's by Paul Jacoulet. He died in 1960, but one by one. Okay. I should first introduce myself. My name is Dieter, and I'm your host for this video today. And I'm the owner of a little company, the Artelino company. And we've sold mainly Japanese prints, but also other art prints in online auctions, weekly online auctions, since 2001. And we also produce these videos, of course, to encourage your sales. And in late summer of 2021, while we were producing one of these videos, suddenly the phone was ringing. And on the other hand, a nice, friendly lady, Mrs. Sentner. And she told me on the phone, well, that she was the heir of a great collection of Paul Jacoulet prints. And it turned out that this collection was built up by a former US Navy captain, an air pilot who had taken part in the Great Pacific War, in World War II. He served as a pilot on the USS Lowe aircraft carrier, and he took part in the famous Battle of Leyte of 1944. Unfortunately, the Leyte was hit by the first kamikaze attack ever, and the Leyte had to be abandoned and sunk. Captain Richard L. Sentner, he bravely helped his comrades to abandon the ship, and later got the USS Bronze Medal for his bravery. After 1945, after the end of the war, Captain Sentner, he was stationed in Guam, and he was frequently assigned to Japan. And there, because he was an educated man, he liked arts, there he got to know Paul Jacoulet. And he began to buy from Paul Jacoulet. And over the years, he built up a huge collection. And the two men even became friends, yeah. And also when later they couldn't see each other so often, they exchanged letters. And these letters, by the way, today they are in a museum, in the Musée du Quai Branly Jacques Chirac in Paris. But back to this collection. Well, it's a fantastic provenance, and it's a fantastic story behind it. And by the way, you can read that. I wrote a bunch of articles about this collection, and also about the story of Captain Richard L. Sentner. And I also write a short article about each of these prints that were consigned to us, so roughly 20. And last night I also published this article about this one. But now let's really talk about this woodblock print by Paul Jacoulet. It's one of the popular designs, and the title is Légende Chinoise, or in English, Bavarian style English, Jade Lady Chinese. You must know Paul Jacoulet, he always titled his prints both in English and in French. And the Jade Lady was published in February 1940. Paul Jacoulet, he had one problem. He was a little bit a weird man, and he didn't like to cooperate with any of these print publishers, which were common at that time. If you're a little bit familiar with the Shinhanga art auction or with Japanese prints in general, well, you know that artists like Hasui Kawase, Ito Shinsui, they cooperated with the publisher, most famous one, Watanabe Shotsaburo. And these publishers, they took care of sales, not the artist, yeah. There were also galleries, but also with galleries, Paul Jacoulet didn't want to work with anybody, so he tried to sell with a kind of subscription scheme, which did not work very well. So always he exaggerated and said, well, that the Pope was among his clients and Queen Elizabeth the second, yeah, well, she's still alive, and which most probably was not true. But okay, well, that's one story, and the artist and his prints is another one. Finest and an extremely high standard. Sometimes they used up to 40 different blocks, one block basically for each color, to create such a print. Well, it was published in 1940, and it shows a Manchurian lady. However, the model which Paul Jacoulet took to make this design was not a Manchurian lady, was actually the servant from the household of his mother. This print was published in different editions, 3 editions overall, and Paul Jacoulet had official editions, but because he couldn't sell so well, the actual number of copies pulled were always often considerably lower than the official edition number. Anyway, 3 editions, official edition sizes 150, 250, 350, and we know today how many were actually pulled. Now I have to mention a name. The name is Richard Marles, and Richard Marles documented all works of Paul Jacoulet. And he published this in a book. These books, these documentations of all the works of artists, by the way, are called catalogue raisonné. And therefore, today we know a lot from Richard Marles. Also the fact that this was not really a Manchurian lady, but a servant from the household of his mother. Well, what more to say? Yeah, one thing. In case you make some research on the internet and you find this print, you will find it with rather different prices. This one is, I don't want to give you a number now. You will see it in the catalog, but it's a 4-digit dollar number. And you will also find the same design, seemingly the same design, for a few $100. You must know the same design also was published in a much smaller version. So the smaller print is considerably cheaper. But this one was among the most popular designs of the prints produced by Paul Jacoulet, and therefore demand is high, and you won't find it too often in the larger version, and we have the larger version. Yeah, when can you buy it? We offer these Paul Jacoulet prints from the Centner collection once per month in our so-called Chinhanga auction. This is where they fit in well, and if I didn't make a mistake, the next Chinhanga auction will start October 31st and will last until November 7. And you will not only find the Jade Lady, but also, I think, 2 or 1 or 3 more prints from this wonderful collection. So check our catalogs, URL artelino.com, and we also have a feature where you can get automatic alerts, email alerts from our system for a specific artist. So it's called Artist Alarm. Go to our website. If you don't have an account yet, sign up and check our article section a little bit. There you find a bunch of articles about Paul Jacoulet and about this wonderful Richard L. Sentner collection. Enough for today. Thanks for watching and have a good week. Goodbye, my friends.